Hey everybody, Hernke here. Welcome back to my channel. And today I'm joined by a special guest, my friend, personal life coach, Deanna Smith.
Hi, how are you?
Very good, thank you. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
So, what got you inspired to become a personal coach, a life coach for people?
Yeah, it was a series of events, as I think inspiration often is for a lot of things. Something that, looking back now, I see that I've sort of always been doing with people in my relationships. But when I was transitioning from acting to looking for other avenues, I had been married young and had a son, and when we split up, I was looking for other options in order to get on my own financially. I sort of fell into it professionally. Someone hired me to be a dating coach for them, and it was something that I just was like, oh, I got this, I know how to do this. It's something also I've studied for probably 20 years in the spirituality, personal development, psychology, human behavior, and a lot of that I studied within my acting career as well. But I came up with a whole curriculum for my clients, and with this first person I worked with, within a short period of time, it was dramatic changes and lasting changes. So from then, I really kept it in the back of my mind, like, this is something I'm definitely going to pursue. So that was the initial click.
That's awesome. And you mentioned acting too. Mm-hmm. How long have you been doing that?
So I started acting, I did things always growing up in school, but professionally I started in Vancouver just out of high school, and did some film and television and voiceover work there. And then I moved to LA shortly after. Well, that was like 14 years ago now. So wow. I would say probably about the first 5-6 years I was here, I was pursuing it and working TV, film, and plays.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Is there anything memorable that you worked on that you had a really good experience or a funny experience or something really maybe bad that stuck out to you that you learned from?
Always learning. I think I've always enjoyed when I've been working, whether being on set or some of the most fun projects I've done have actually been just projects with people that I've known. I had some really great experiences in Vancouver with friends when we were doing films. But I did a play here in LA that ran off and on for a number of years called Women Are Crazy Because Men Are Blank Holes. And we went to Chicago a bunch of times. We ran in LA and Chicago. And that was memorable, I think, in part because you get to know the cast so well and personalities pop out, and there are some interesting dramatic times off stage. But overall, it was pretty memorable and fun experience. And I found that the women were actually very easygoing, and the men were a little more along the uptight.
Oh,
I'm not
really?
going to say crazy, but the women were super cool.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you learned to kind of just balance both out then, the coaching and the acting.
Yeah, so when I started, I was definitely pursuing acting and working in that business. And then I sort of transitioned, and now I'm mainly focused in coaching.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any plans to do any public speaking or engagements or anything like that?
That's so interesting that you asked that.
Yeah?
Yeah, definitely. I actually go to Toastmasters. I don't know if you are familiar with that.
I've heard of Toastmasters, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a place to practice public speaking in a very structured format where you get feedback and you're in front of people. So,
wow.
Yeah, I just did a speech last week. Our group, it depends. Usually, I would say 25 to 30. Sometimes there's more, sometimes there's less.
And you can keep doing it as many times as you like?
Yeah, whatever you
wow,
prepare
that's
for.
awesome.
Yeah.
And how long do they give you to be up there to talk?
So you go through, it's kind of like a guidebook depending on what you're working on. The last speech I did was 5 to 7 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I did it on the pros and cons to marriage, or what are the potential benefits of any to marriage. Mm-hmm. And it was interesting because I found out that the benefits for men to be married far outweigh the benefits for women.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which societally we tend to look at it like, oh, men don't want to get married and women do.
Yeah.
But actually benefits men far more.
Wow.
So I thought that was interesting.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Is there any influential people out there that influenced you to pursue this path? Any other life coaches or motivational speakers?
Sure. I've been a book fanatic for my entire life. And when I started acting, I got very much into the human growth aspect as well. And like I mentioned, some other aspects, psychology and development. So there's a lot of authors that I've read over the years that really resonate with me. I started probably early on with Deepak Chopra, Eckhart Tolle, Marianne Williamson, Anthony Robbins, and then I got really into Jerry and Esther Hicks for a while. Esther Hicks channels and really beautiful messages from them. Mike Dooley actually inspired me to start going to Toastmasters. There's been so many. I'm sure there's hundreds, but those were some of the initial people I remember that definitely inspired me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Do you have any goals or aspirations that you want to fulfill this year as a life coach?
Definitely. I would love to help more people within my practice and build up my client base. I would love to actually do a series of workshops with a yoga teacher that are designed to get people into their bodies and opening up so they can actually embody what we're working on. And so I would like to do that more and get more people to experience that. And then I'm also going to be starting some other workshop and class series.
That's awesome. Any yoga teachers out there, feel free to reach out to Deanna.
Yeah.
The links for her stuff will be in the description below so you can check it out, support what she's doing. Do you have any advice that you want to give to anybody out there that's in the film industry or that wants to pursue a career that you're pursuing as well as a coach?
That's a great question. People specifically in the film industry?
Yeah, actors, actresses.
Yeah. Well, I would say so much of it comes down to mindset. And the thing that led me here to doing what I'm doing was what I used to help me work through tough experiences in my life, and not only with career and with relationships. I went through some tough times with relationships, and the tools that I used to make progress and become successful, I now use to help other people. So much of creating the career that you want to create is about the mindset and the belief systems that you've set up, a lot of which we don't even know. We don't even realize a lot of what our belief systems are until we're having a problem in our life and we can't get past it. And then it takes going back and looking at, what have I set up? What patterns have I created that I'm living out and I don't even know it? So just going in and doing some of that work can really help you get past some of the blocks and the barriers that you're having within a career. And especially I work with a lot of actors and artists and people in entrepreneurial fields. And I get it, it can be difficult, but so much of it comes down to releasing things that we've set up that weren't even conscious of. Wow. So the advice I would give would be to, start doing some of that work. And of course your craft is important, but those other things are just as important.
Yeah, you have to learn how to balance them both out. Mm-hmm. Definitely, I've learned that too, being in the business for 16 years.
Yeah.
And you also mentioned you have a website going live soon too, right?
I do, yeah. It's deannawithlove.com.
Right on. The link will be down in the description below. Yeah. Well, that wraps it up for today.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it.
Really lovely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit the notification bell below. Go out and support Deanna Smith and what she's doing. She wants to help people out. It's a very lovely thing to do. So, we're out.